You think about a fantasy game. What do you think about? 2 things. 3 things. Chainmail bikini armor, wizards, and dragons. That's it. Those are literally the 3 things that matter in a fantasy game. Now, we obviously have, we have the first 2, but we've been missing out on the dragon aspect. Like, we haven't had a lot of dragons in the game. When was the last time we had a real dragon end boss? I don't even fucking remember. We should have much more dragons. Dragons should be a much bigger factor in the game because it's World of Warcraft and it's a fantasy game.
Back to another lore video.
Kata?
Today, things are going to get fairly...
That wasn't a dragon. Those were Deathwing's ball sacks coming out that you had to beat back down into the body. Like, I'm sorry, but that was not a dragon. The actual, like, the last, like, I don't know, like, formal dragon fight, maybe Syndragosa.
So, the Cataclysm ended with Blizzard depowering the Dragonflights.
So
they,
stupid.
as an element of the plot,
What a mistake.
then stayed pretty dormant for quite some time. But that's all about to change. Battle for Azeroth is reintroducing the Dragonflights in a massive way, such that they absolutely will have a role to play in the future of the game.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
At first, it's by them empowering your Heart of Azeroth. Well, how about today you replace that artifact power grind with a bean grind and learn how to empower your own heart with the perfect cup of coffee through today's sponsor, Skillshare. From plant to cup is an hour of learning how to do coffee right. You'll learn everything: tools, grinding beans, how to select beans, plus brewing methods. And seriously, once you start getting good beans, it's a whole other world.
This isn't WoW, right? Like, I feel like this is... Like, I'm thinking about this. This is definitely not WoW. Okay,
so,
let's go. What?
This is the new thing, right? This is what companies are doing because they can't get around uBlock. They pay creators to, you know, show their shit at the beginning of their videos or in the middle.
That's good.
That
That's
way
what
you have to watch.
No, I want that.
How is that good?
How is that good? Are you fucking crazy? Do you like having all the different fucking draconian bullshit rules for all of the different words that you can't say on these different platforms? Why the fuck do you think that is? It's because of the innate advertisers that are on the platform. If the advertisers are advertising directly through individuals, they're not able to wield the same power through the companies to force different TOS changes. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're right.
I know.
World with coffee. So, Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 courses ranging from productivity to business to art, and then even topics like what you've seen today. And that's all for only $10 a month on their annual plan. But if you use my link, you'll get 2 months of access for absolutely free. That's 2 months to try out as much as you want, be it learning coffee through this course,
They need to have a Skillshare for how to play WoW.
Your career through a new creative skill, or trying out new hobbies. So
for
check them out
free
with my link, and a big thank you to them for supporting our team.
It's probably like if you lock yourself into a payment plan.
This, like much of BFA, begins with the Heart of Azeroth. So
great.
In 8.2, we realize that Azeroth is nearing death, and a plan is devised to further empower the Heart of Azeroth with powerful essences from across the planet.
Wait, is actually Azeroth, is the planet actually dying? Is that
That's
like
what Mother says.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Mother's like, we're in deep shit.
Wow.
And then you open up the Heart Forge or whatever.
See, I didn't read the quest. Like, what the fuck?
And if you talk to Mother in between the part where you go up to the Heart Forge, she has an extra line of dialogue that says, "There's another Titan fucking security prison shit."
That'll be Oldenar instead of Oldir. Oldenar. I feel like maybe, do you guys think that like the Heart of Azeroth and collecting Azerite is all just an elaborate metaphor that Blizzard has thought up to talk about global warming in the game?
What?
I mean, that could actually be the case. I mean, you never know, dude. I mean, Blizzard, you can never put it past them. By the way, guys, if this rares up on your server, please invite me. I want to kill it while we're watching the video.
Including those of the Dragonflights, with, of course, there being large narrative parallels to past events. which we covered
there
in
they
the
are.
channel's most recent Warcraft lore video. So that's the direct parallel with the Demon Soul, and yeah, we all know how that one ended, with Deathwing destroying a bunch of dragons, demons, and night elves during the War of the Ancients.
It was a bad time for everyone.
To empower the heart, we help out the various dragonflights, and in doing so, we learn a hell of a lot, with this all kicking off the next chapter of the dragon story. And we're going to begin that story with the Greens. So, Kayla
The green dragonflight is the most boring one. Like the black dragonflight is the coolest. The brown dragonflight is the second coolest. And then it's the red one, and then the blue one, and then nobody cares about the green one. Like literally nobody cares about the green one. Like it is actual, yeah, it's a literal resident sleeper dragon faction. Yeah, the green ones just suck.
Visits us in the Chamber of the Heart, telling us that the Greens are in danger, so we immediately travel to the Temple of Elune, where we meet a new character called Marithra. Now, she is the daughter of Ysera, and seemingly is now the de facto leader of the Green Dragonflight. However,
the daughter of
course,
Ysera?
It's World of Warcraft, so all is not well.
How the fuck does that work?
Creatures is pouring into the Emerald Dreamway, and even worse, they're attempting to corrupt the sleeping green dragon. So, at the behest of both Marithra and Velrithria, yep, the dragon that we saved all the way back in Icecrown Citadel years ago, at the behest of the two of them, we go into the Dreamway and we try to fix things. Now, it is known that as well as helping them, we're also there to get the essence of their flight. So Marithra tells us to pick up fragments of their essence from around the Dreamway as we clear it. Naturally, it's World of Warcraft, so we succeed, all goes well, we save the dragons, we slay the void creatures, we collect our essences, but in order to reforge them into something that's actually usable, Marithra takes us deeper into the heart of the Emerald Dream. That's the place that we ended up in after the Emerald Nightmare
we killed
raid
Xavius.
was cleared.
I know that.
Once inside, we find, big surprise, yet more void corruption,
Fuck,
forcing us to clear the area of void tendrils and avoid terror. Eventually, though, we do get our essence, but upon further exploration, things do seem pretty dire. As I covered in a previous video, the remnant of the void has flowered, it's now lootable, and those tentacles, well, they must have sprouted from underneath the heart of the dream, which seemingly is where that strange vault that Cenarius is standing over would lead to. So, all right.
Wait, so the void is actually in the Emerald Dream?
Whoa. Dude.
Wait, is that actually a thing?
Remember that? Remember that little thing back in the cave after you killed fucking Xavius? That little thing? Remember that with the wasn't there a little scene, right, where you could watch the night elf walk in there or something like that? Am I just
little flower?
Yeah, the flower. Yeah, Xalatath.
Holy shit.
Am I retarded? That happened, right? I didn't just imagine
that. For Shadow Priest, that's what they say. Watch it, please. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, I want to see this real quick. Void, flower, Emerald Dream. Let me see if I can find this. WoW Legion, Emerald Nightmare ending, huge Inzoth clue. And this was 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
Warning, this video contains spoilers for the Emerald Nightmare. Xavius dies. When defeating Xavius, you'll be rewarded by giving access to the heart of the Emerald Dream. Okay.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. Not only beautiful, but you will be able to speak with Cenarius and several other beings who were previously consumed by Nightmare. We all remember this. You can even capture your very own dream whelpling here. Yep, we got that. Easy. Okay. Even the famous dragons of Nightmare are at peace. Oh yeah, because they were actually in the raid. That was actually so fucking cool they did that. Now for the most interesting part. Okay, this is the big shit. Okay. Okay. You see the spirit of Ysera walking from the pond towards the cave. Okay. I've never actually even seen this. I scrolled through my log to see if there were any emotes or anything, but there seems to be nothing. And this was 2 years ago, so it's not like this was made like recently or whatever.
Yeah.
I never fucking saw this. And you have to be a Shadow Priest in order to see this. Soon you'll notice that once I enter the cave, the relaxing mood suddenly changes. Okay. Oh, shit. What's this? Okay. So it's actually like a corrupted flower. Ysera does nothing but stare blankly. What the fuck is that, man? Holy shit.
I told you!
It's called Remnant of the Void. Oh shit!
It's real!
Why didn't they dig it up? Why didn't they get rid of it? Why didn't we tell Sonaris?
Nobody noticed, dude.
No, we could have told Sonaris to be like, hey man, there's like a flower in here you probably should look at. Like, why didn't they get rid of them?
Because even you didn't notice. And
But,
you
like,
notice everything. If you didn't notice, then your character didn't notice.
Yeah, fucking right, man. Somebody know they made a video about it. Holy shit.
It's real.
To corrupt the sleeping green dragons. So, at
Oh
the
my
behest of
God.
both Merithra and Vilrithria, yep, the inside we find, big surprise, yet more void corruption, forcing us to clear the area of void tendrils and avoid terror.
Holy
Eventually,
shit.
though, we do get our essence, but upon further
There's extra dialogue as a Shadow Priest. Wait, really? Okay, just a minute. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Okay. So now what? So he goes all the way. I kind of want to try this and see it for myself. Like, this is fucking insane. Shadow Priests get the best lore? I do actually agree with you there. Ancient Rest. Okay. So he goes over to the Remnant of the Void.
Almost completely gone. As if it never existed. But the rift is deep and vast, and somewhere down there it stirs. Something has changed. The last prison weakens. We must prepare.
God damn.
What the fuck?
Dude, this is so interconnected.
From the beginning, we have been empowering N'Zoth through the heart of Azeroth. Magni has been speaking to N'Zoth, whom he believes is Azeroth. Azeroth is dead. She was killed by Sargeras' sword. N'Zoth is the weakest old god of them all, but the most cunning. Bald Time and Amityville, thanks a lot for the $5 each, and also for the suggestions for me to shave my head. Really appreciate that, guys.
That makes so much sense.
That actually does make a lot of sense. What the fuck, man? All the shit expansions are leading to the good expansion. Do you know what would be so cool? Is if these quests here were actually incredibly difficult, so people felt good about completing them, and there was more investment in the story because it took longer to do. Like, I mean, can you guys imagine that? Like, imagine if the war campaign was actually really, really hard.
Wait a second. Is that a real line?
What?
The King of Diamonds has been made a pawn. Didn't the fucking tree say that? Il'gynoth? Oh, oh my god! So, it's almost a guarantee that the Heart of Azeroth is just meant to power up N'Zoth, and that Magni has been talking to him the whole time. That guy's right.
I don't even know what to say. I really don't. That's actually fucking ridiculous. Like, how the listen to the Il'gynoth. Like, oh, yeah, okay, Il'gynoth whispers. Okay, just give me 1 second. Whispers. Okay, just a second here.
The boy king serves at the master's table. 3 lives will he offer you. Her heart is a crater, and we have filled it.
So I guess he's talking about Sylvanas.
The king of diamonds.
No, the Heart of Azeroth.
Has been made. It.
Her heart is a crater, and we have filled it. Azeroth's what's the necklace called? The Heart of Azeroth. It is clearly talking about the necklace here. And then the necklace.
What the fuck?
Dude, holy shit.
Wow.
This is not good.
Oh my god, Pyromancer made a video? We'll look at it, but first I want to go through this. Lore is so... Is this lore actually good?
I don't know, I think it might be good.
What the fuck? I don't even... I don't even know what to do or what to think.
The king of diamonds has been made a pawn.
Y'all hear that?
What the fuck, dude?
Did y'all hear that?
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? I don't even...
Okay. Everybody watching the stream right now, you have to stop leveling up your neck. You have to. Don't do any world quests. Don't do any raids. Just stand in a major city. Don't do anything. Log out.
That's
now.
true. Yeah, log out immediately. Well, I mean, luckily, everybody now that watches my stream probably either doesn't play the game or just farms transmog, so we don't need to worry about leveling up the necklace. So it actually is fine. Holy shit, man. Like,
What else does he say? What else does he say?
Okay, just give me a second. Let me go ahead and move all the way over. Can we go over to Rustfeather? I'm going to try to see if I can kill him. I'm, like, still in combat right now. Okay.
At the hour of her 3rd death, she ushers in our coming. From the...
That's got to be Sylvanas, right?
No, 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 no.
Like...
How many times has,
Okay, so Sylvanas died once at the Greymane Wall. And
Is it Ashara?
And she... Well, Ashara didn't die 3 times. Like, how did Ashara... I mean, I can see... Did Ashara ever die?
The thing is... The thing I'm questioning is... Because when you first go into Nazjatar, she clearly is just fucking with us, right?
Yeah.
She wants us there for a reason. And it makes no sense for that reason just to be so she can fuck with us just for a little bit because she thinks she's so powerful that she can just kill us. She would have killed us by now. So she must want to die in order to bring N'Zoth forward. Or it could be a Sylvanas. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that.
I feel like, I mean... I feel like it just... Sylvanas has died 4 times? Well, no. I mean, okay, 1 at the Frozen Throne and 2 at the Wall. Wait, yeah, she has died 3 times already. Because remember at the, that was at, like, the Battle of Darkshore, and they killed her. Remember again?
Yeah, but Azeroth did not die in the Sundering or Cataclysm, right? I mean, I don't think that counts as death.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Oh, and Arthas killed her. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, I was just thinking of like her dying like as being an undead, but yeah, her being undead, yeah. So let's see. So when was the third time she died was just like the Greymane Wall. That doesn't have anything to do with the, like, she died as an undead twice only. Valeria feels like she's died twice. I mean, she gets killed in the Gilneas quest. Yeah, I know. It's the Greymane Wall with like the Lord Godfrey or whatever the fuck his name is.
It can't be Sylvanas. Well, there's too many deaths going on.
Okay, well, like Ashara never died, but like you can even say she figuratively only died once.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's look at the adventure guide, right? Wait. What if they res Ashara in mythic difficulty? As like an undead like void, and then whenever she dies it opens up the Black Empire.
It could be that. I see a lot of people still saying it's Azeroth though.
How did Azeroth like Cataclysm didn't kill Azeroth?
That's what I'm saying.
I
don't think those count as deaths.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. Azeroth, dude, the Sundering. So you think it's the Sundering and then also the Cataclysm?
And then Sargeras' sword.
It's Ilaria. Feels like she's died Wait, Ilaria feels like she's died twice.
What's the... Okay, wait. On the Illyria thing, what is the exact quote of when she says she feels like she's died twice? Because that's important. I want to understand that.
Yeah, this is oh, okay, here's the here's the image here. Somebody linked it to me on Twitter. Let me go ahead and I'll pull it up right here, okay? There, it says, indeed, sorry, you guys can't see the whole thing. There it is. Indeed, sometimes I feel like I've already died twice. Once when we were presumed lost on Draenor, and then once again whenever we were gripped by the shadow of the fallen Naru.
Oh, dude.
And Ilaria, it would make sense, but like, how would Ilaria...
Because she... I don't... Yeah, but how would she die? Where is she? Isn't she in, like, fucking... I don't know, Stormwind or something? Where the fuck is she?
Yeah, and she's like the... Yeah, she has, like, the Void in her, or whatever the fuck. Yeah, the Void Elves. That's why we got Void Elves.
How the fuck would she die? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
You think she's gonna be in the palace?
I mean, like,
yeah.
Like, they could always make her, like, yeah, I mean, you could use the necklace to kill Ashara if she gets res. Yeah, you're right, Scratch. Like, maybe that could happen. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, this is actually really big. It doesn't actually have to mean dying. Well, yeah, but, like, you have to rule out the obvious things before you get into, like, figurative language, right? I mean, that's kind of what makes sense. See what happens after your world first kill on Tuesday? I don't think it's gonna... honestly, what I really hope they do, I hope you kill her, and nothing happens.
What?
And then whenever Method, or whoever kills it first on Mythic, then we find out.
That's not gonna happen, dude.
That would be so big.
It's too... Yeah, but the problem is, this part of... This upcoming cinematic, after you kill Ashara, whatever it is, I think it's going to explain literally everything we've ever questioned here in the past, like, 4 years with Legion and BFA. Is she watching Ninja? It's Ninja! It's Ninja!
Okay. I mean, you never know. I mean, it could be any number of characters. Chat's, oh, what's this here? Chat's done mythic difficulty cutscenes never have to do with the lore. Well, it's a good time to change that. Like, it's a good time to change that bullshit, man, because why the fuck not? Like, mythic should be, that should be part of the reward. Like,
No,
I mean...
that's not gonna happen. Come on.
Oh,
Come
on.
on. Come on.
What's this here? Check the 3D model of Ashara on Wowhead. Her death animation is just her laying on the floor, still alive.
That's what you're gonna go with? No death animation?
All right, we're looking it up right now, okay? Just give it a second. Ashara. Okay, Ashara's Eternal Power. I guess I can just find it this way. Okay, where's the bosses?
We're
What?
supposed to be watching this video, dude. YouTube's gonna be fucked. They're gonna have to cut this whole part out.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, this could be like a, you know, Asmongold and McConnell go on an elite investigation. I mean, this is fine. And then look at what this is called. The Circle of Stars.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it says like the final like 2 areas, and I'm pretty sure this could even work here. Yeah, guys, please invite me.
Wait, is it really called the Circle of Stars?
It actually is like legitimately called Circle of Stars.
Dude, that's so fucking Monka Omega, dude.
That's
oh
a
my
quote?
God.
Okay, we'll just get let's go with the rest of this, okay?
To find him, drown yourself in the circle of stars.
Bruh.
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 Bruh. There it is, dude.
Drown Ashara, the Eternal Palace,
Holy fuck, man.
him, Nazoth. Hello?
I don't even know what this is. Incredible. Where can I find the model for Ashara? I'm trying to see if I can find it here. Ashara, let me just copy paste this in. What the fuck? This is actually incredible. NPCs. Okay, Queen Ashara in the Eternal Palace. Okay, this might actually be it. Okay, view in 3D. Okay, so there she is. And then death animation.
What's up, Absturge?
Yeah, she is still alive.
What? I don't know. I think animations are pretty... It's kind of tinfoil. I mean, I'm tinfoil AF, but that's pretty tinfoil.
How is that tinfoil?
I mean,
Like-
it could just be they don't have a fucking animation for it yet. I don't know. It could be.
I mean, but they clearly do have an animation. Like, look at the animation. Like, they put a lot of work into that, moving all the tentacles and shit around.
Didn't Blizzard say she lives?
No. I don't know. Maybe they did.
Maybe she does. I don't know.
What the fuck, man? Dead. Yeah, look at this. Is her being dead.
Okay, so if it's not Ashara that dies, and we've ruled Sylvanas out, that leaves Illyria, and for some reason, chat thinks it's Azeroth. Or it could be...
Check the
I don't
skybox and deep home.
It's not Jaina. Shut the... It's not
Yeah,
Jaina.
it's not Jaina. I only need the staff, Spurg. I only need the staff, Spurg. I have every single other item. Onyxia? Well, actually, we've already killed Onyxia 3 times. So, we don't need to do it a 4th time there. What the fuck, man? I wish it'd be Jaina. Okay, continue the whispers. Okay, let me...
Yeah, let's keep going.
5 keys to open
The green
our
staff.
way. 5 torches to light our path.
What are the 5 keys?
I don't know. I'm not sure what. Maybe the
Yeah.
dragon aspects?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of. Maybe the dragons. The pillars of creation?
Oh, could be.
Yeah,
that
I
does
don't
make
know,
more
man.
sense. Are there are 5, right? Pillars?
It's the world trees? If it was the world trees, it would actually make sense if it was Sylvanas, because that was at the hour of her 3rd death that she died, and she also destroyed the world tree. Like,
Wait, what?
well, when
I'm retarded. Walk me through that.
well, I guess no, it wasn't like at the exact same time, but it was like pretty close in time period, right? Whenever she got killed in Darkshore, and then whenever she got killed in Darkshore, that was like right after. Basically, she destroyed the tree. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Spurgwood.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure about the 5 keys.
I don't know about that either.
Flesh is his gift. He is your true creator.
So that implies basically that I guess like the players and everybody are like actually originated from the old gods. That is Curse of Flesh, Yogg-Saron.
Yeah, that was Yogg.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Yogg's an old god. I didn't know if it was just Yogg or the other one. He says it can't be.
Unless there's someone above the old gods that's like commanding them or controlling them.
It's hard to say.
The Lord of Ravens will turn the key.
The Lord, is that what, Medivh?
No, that would be Khadgar. Isn't he the Lord now of Ravens? But he wait, chat. He literally fucked off at the beginning of BFA.
Yeah.
He was like, "Nah, I'm good," and then he's like doing other shit.
Wow. It could be Odin.
How the fuck is Odin gonna go down to the Eternal Palace? What the? How does that make sense? Come on, chat.
Wait,
Think with
actually,
your dicks here.
no. I think actually this might make sense.
What? Oh God.
No. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, how?
I forgot exactly how. I'm trying to remember. Helya, think about it. Yeah, what was the... Odin trapped Helya. Yeah, isn't Odin the Ulduar keeper or something? Like, I'm thinking about this right now. Odin has ravens. No, it's not it. Odin went to Ulduar after you free him. Holy shit, man. Odin is the type of keeper's boss. Yeah, I see.
A presence, something new, yet familiar. Yes. Your coming was foretold in the rings. The long circle is nearly complete.
Foretold in the rings.
Rings? What rings?
Are those the rings that are in like Deepholm or whatever?
Somebody said there's a new skybox in Deepholm. I don't know if that's true or not. No, come on, chat. No, Lord. We're being serious here. What do you think it is? What kind of rings? What the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, I'm thinking about this. It's not the Lord of Ravens. Wait, Jorah Ravenholt is the Lord of Raven. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's really hard to say. To Disc and Uldaman. The legendary. Oh right, yeah, the discs in Uldaman at the very end of it. But I don't know like what that would have to do with it at all. Matty Ashai, I don't know about that. The Titan, yeah, it's the Titan discs. Did they actually change the skybox in Deepholm?
I don't know. That I just read that in chat. It could have been someone,
yeah, trolling or whatever.
Troll facing.
I don't know. I feel like there was like rings in Deepholm. That's what people thought. I mean, the skybox is in Deepholm. I mean, like, you know what? I'll go over to the Deepholm after this, okay? And we'll take a look at it. We're just like killing Rust Feather right here. I probably should have invited more people, but it's not really a big deal. We're just gonna kill him real quick. It's a tree, literal rings in the tree. Yeah, but I feel like that's a little bit too, I don't know, that's too on the nose for Blizzard. I mean, like, this story does actually seem like they put a lot of effort into crafting it over a long period of time. I don't think they would do something that direct. The Titan discs explain the curse of flesh and how the earthen ring dwarves became flesh. Okay. Okay. Alright, just 1 second.
Come, little ones. Savor your fear as we feast.
Are you actually going over there?
Yeah, just real quick. It'll take me like literally 3 seconds.
At last, the feeding hour.
Okay.
Rejoice, the end comes soon. Oblivion offers solace. Take the gift. Take it. You have failed those who needed you. Your light sputters out. Welcome, death. Do not fight it. Release your grip on hope. The pain of flesh is fleeting. True torment lasts forever.
What the fuck, man?
What pointless impudence! We share a master.
How do you share a master? Like,
That's a really weird line, I think.
yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense at all.
That's so weird. What the fuck is that about?
Is that,
Nazoth?
I apparently, was that only to Shadow Priests or something? Alright, so let's see. So are those the rings right there in Deepholm? Let me go ahead and move the frame here so you guys can see. Look at that. Can't see? Yeah, there you go. Now you can see. See if the rare's up. Wow. Those look like rings right there. And I hate to say it, but that does look pretty fucking similar to, you know, old god tentacles.
Yeah, but then why is the place in the palace called the Circle of Stars?
I don't know. I think they're two separate things.
You think so?
Yeah.
Every blow struck at our heart will be repaid 1,000-fold.
Okay.
Out! Out! You are not yet worthy.
Okay.
Still you fight. Still you refuse the gift. Nazoth, I journey to Ny'alotha.
What's Ny'alotha? Is it like...
Isn't that the like capital of the Black Empire? I don't know. I know. I just know it's like super important. It's super fucking important.
That is the Black Empire.
It is the Black. Okay. Okay. My bad. I'm not fucking pyromancer here. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it.
Holy shit. This is actually incredible. Like,
the puzzle box doesn't say anything new. It's said the same thing since fucking Cat or whenever it came
Watch
out.
the Pyromancer video. Okay, we'll watch the Pyromancer video. Let's finish the Bellular one first, though. And I also want to make sure that we get that raid done, too. Okay, just let's go back to this, okay? So this is, you know, it was a bit of a tangent, but it all kind of comes back together. So this is Bellular's prediction for where the story is going to go.
Sorry, YouTube. Fuck you.
Exploration, things do seem pretty dire. As I covered in a previous video, the remnant of the void has flowered. It's now lootable.
And there it is. There it is, right there, dude.
Things do seem pretty
Look at
dire.
it.
As I covered in a previous video, the
There,
remnant...
I can't see it.
It's right. Oh, wait, what? It's right there. They can see it. I'm looking right at it on my screen.
Oh, I thought you meant the item. I couldn't read the item.
Yeah, no,
What's
there
the
it is.
item say?
It's fucking right there, man. Holy
void
shit.
has flowered, it's now lootable, and those tentacles,
The
they
void is
must have
blooming.
sprouted from underneath the heart of the dream, which seemingly is where that strange vault that Cenarius is standing over would lead to. So, all rather spooky, but we've already covered it. So what do we learn from this quest? Well, we've got Marithra, the daughter of Ysera, and she's the new leader of the Green Dragonflight. The quest also introduced Valrithria as a character, potentially establishing her for future storylines. And once we speculate more, well, we know the Void Remnant has flowered, and we know that Ysera's spirit, which previously had been drawn to the flower, has disappeared. Or should I say consumed? Maybe. Let's move on. Next up, we've got the Black Dragons, so they have a more simple quest line.
Oh,
the rest of them
wow.
get pretty cool, though. So what happens is Mother locates an essence within Neltharion's lair and sends us to it. We end up meeting up with our old pals Ebonhorn and Navarog, and then we head down into the lair. The essence is being guarded by a rightly suspicious Earth Elemental who calls up what Deathwing did.
I
But
killed
after
this guy.
defeating the Elemental in combat, we prove ourselves to it.
Yeah, we did that
and
on stream
Elemental
even.
lets us get out of there with the essence. What's interesting is that Ebonhorn returns to the Chamber of the Heart with us, and later he is there to empower the heart with the Black Dragonflight's essence. And this is actually quite important, as it shows us that Ebonhorn pretty much is who we could consider to be the de facto leader of the Black Dragonflight.
What the
He
fuck?
is, after all, far older than Rathian. He's got a lot more experience dealing with old god-related things, and what's very telling is that while Rathian is not present, his agents are. They're there spying, watching us while we're in Neltharion's lair. And that's not the only place that Rathian's agents are in. There's also an agent in Nazjatar,
I remember
showing
seeing
that
that one.
Rathian is very closely following our actions. Early on in BFA, of course, we also found a Black Dragon scale, and we brought it to one of Rathian's agents just outside of Blackwing Descent.
too.
And that agent confirmed that Rathian is in fact searching for the Dragon Isles. Yes, the Dragon Isles, and more on how this could all come together later. Now, my read on the Rathian Ebonhorn situation is quite simple. I think Ebonhorn is the sort of lawful good type, and clearly is the one that we could consider to be the true leader of the Black Dragons, at least insofar as the other aspects are concerned, given his involvement with the other aspects in the final empowerment ritual later on in the questline. Next, though, we've got the Reds, and this is where things really kick into high gear. So, Kaelagos realizes that Alexstrasza has went dark, so we, along with him and a contingent of other blue dragons, head to the Vermilion Redoubt. What we find there is not good at all. Alexstrasza is cut off and surrounded by the Twilight Flight. Yes, the Twilight Dragon can actually dominate the ground, and you might be wondering how this happens. Well, we need to rewind time back to patch 8.0. While on an island expedition, we encounter a Twilight Dragon. Quite surprising. We defeat it, and we bring its scale to a red dragon, again at the Vermilion Redoubt, just outside of Grim Batol. That dragon reveals to us that the Trogs have dug deeper than anyone thought possible, revealing new egg chambers, with that dragon sensing thousands of tiny heartbeats. Thousands. So it seems like by the time 8.2 rolls around, a portion of those Twilight...
We're getting Balrogs. If we got Balrogs in a while, I would be completely fucking fine with it. Like, imagine basically like Doomlord Kha'Zix, but made out of fire. That'd be fucking insane. Like, this is really, really big.
Are up and ready to attack, seemingly catching the Reds by surprise. They seem to be totally off guard, not even able to send for help. So it really does seem like the Twilights just came out of nowhere from their perspective. So we arrive with a group of blues, and we fight our way through the Twilight ground forces, eventually making our way to an overwhelmed Alexstrasza, who we are able to save.
Alrighty.
She takes flight, sensing that the Twilight leader is nearby, and soon finds her. So while
Okay.
Kilgos and Alexstrasza deal with their leader, we save downed Reds and Blues from being corrupted by the Twilight Dragonkin. And with them saved, we take flight atop Kilgos and strafe the enemy ground forces, pretty much decimating them, soon making our way to their leader, a full
Okay.
Twilight dragon called Vexonia. So, we damage her, but it's not enough. She retreats. So while the day has been won, there clearly is a lot more where she came from. So with that done, we are able to bring the leaders of each flight together into the Chamber of the Heart, and they all empower the Heart of Azeroth in a little cutscene, which of course grants us great power, but as I covered in the channel's most recent lore video, also potentially playing straight into N'Zoth's plan, which is a little bit dumb of them and a little bit worrying. That's far from it with the Twilight Dragonflight, though, because they clearly are coming back in a major way. So let's
What
take it
the
from the top.
fuck, man?
So we've
This
got
is actually
Syntharius,
really cool.
also referred to as
Fuck.
Sinestra, who originally created the Twilight
Right.
Dragons by using Balagos's Bane, a cube that absorbs arcane magic, and a shard of the Demon Soul. Yes, the Demon Soul from the War of the Ancients. The same Demon
That's
Soul
not
was
good.
fueled up by the essences of the flights, which is a pretty major part of that video that I just mentioned. So the original Twilights were super powerful but super unstable. However, later, Deathwing was able to perfect the process of creating them, which resulted in the Twilight Dragons that we fought during the Cataclysm expansion.
Okay, yeah.
But by that expansion's end, after Deathwing was defeated, we all assumed that they were done with. But Legion
Pretty
would
much.
reveal that that was not the case. The Shaman class leader ventured into Deepholm in an attempt to recruit Therazane. In doing so, they helped Therazane fight the Twilight's Hammer cult, but even worse, they found that they were being led by the Twilight Flight. So we cut our way through to the Twilight Master, only to see them transform into a full Twilight Dragon. And when that dragon called Xerixia was defeated, her final words were rather telling. The blood of Syntharia flows through my veins, and her voice whispers to me from the dark beyond. Even in death we shall endure, Mother, I return. So this confirms that Syntharia is still alive, and Xerixia is saying Dark Beyond. Well, that certainly is strange, because the Dark Beyond is not the Twisting Nether. Instead, like the Dark Beyond, it's just physical space. It's just space, like, you know, our space. And that could suggest that Syntharia isn't even on Azeroth. But either way, she will be a major new villain, one that, along with Vexonia from the recent 8.2 quest, could play a major role in the future game.
What
Then next,
the
we've got the
fuck,
Infinite Dragons.
man?
Dude.
I've already done a full
Dude.
video on the crazy time travel stuff that could
What
be going
the
on
fuck,
with them,
dude?
but suffice to say, they are still active. In patch 8.1.5, they are involved in attacking the final Time Weaver, seemingly
Holy
just in an
shit.
attempt to crush anyone who can interfere with their plans. They've also recently tried to do two super important things. First, they tried to help Illidan by supplying him with a better plan for the raid on Mardoom, one that presumably would have led to his whole plan succeeding. Now, this makes a lot of sense because the Infinite Dragons serve the Void, and the Burning Legion were the Void's greatest enemy because Sargeras, like, it doesn't matter if a planet's infested, he can just slice the planet in two. Now,
Fuck
they
him.
also attempted to artificially age the locks of Yogg-Saron's prison by 40,000 years. Both of these are rather unsettling developments that were entirely communicated through time-walking quest text. So, with them
Okay.
interfering in both of those things and then trying to hunt
Okay.
down Time Weaver Delorme recently in 8.1.5, it's quite clear that they are an active threat. But with that said, let's try to bring this all together, and to do that we need to talk about Rathian. It's clear to me that Rathian is forking off from where Ebonhorn would take the Black Dragons. You know, he's a powerful lone wolf type character. He's a schemer who thinks he's working in the greater good. That's his type of character. He's willing to sacrifice a lot, well, you know, other people. And that
Yeah.
seemingly is quite different to the lawful good Ebonhorn. Ebonhorn is the active Black Dragon leader, as seen by the end of the 8.2 Heart questline, meaning that Rathian is, I'd say, pretty separate from the whole Dragonflight status quo. of
He just
power
does whatever
structure
the
and
fuck he
politics.
wants.
We know that he has been searching for the Dragon Isles, and we also know that there was a cut plot line in Legion, where he found uncorrupted black dragon eggs, though it is confirmed now that he has not found any because a black talent agent outside Blackwing Descent says that he hasn't found any more of his kin. Now, assuming those eggs canonically still exist in Neltharion's lair, then Ebonhorn would have control of those eggs. Remember, he did say he had a family matter to attend to in Neltharion's lair of the dungeon, and that could mean that he could be a black dragon leader with uncorrupted black dragons. So what this patch really does is it unifies the Dragonflights. It brings them all back together, it has them all talking to each other, gets them in one room.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Clearly being our allies, kind of like the good old days. We solved their immediate problems, we worked together, and we firmly established them as allies.
This is really complex.
So, which dragons have not done that?
Holy fuck.
Clearly Rathian and his Black Talon agents. Clearly the Infinite Dragonflight
and
the Twilight Dragonflight.
This is insane.
Now, Syntharia is off-world, but Vexonia seems to be their more active on Azeroth leader. There are clearly thousands of eggs, Twilight eggs, in Grim Batol, seemingly so deep that the Reds can't even take them out. So one assumes that those eggs are deep enough that really any attackers would just be completely hentied to death. Regardless, Vexonia flew off, and as far as we know,
hentied to death.
Chekhov's gun can't go unfired, right? Where's Vexonia headed? Well, speaking of Chekhov's gun, let's talk about the Dragon Isles. They wouldn't establish these things not to use them.
There it is,
so here's the deal with the Dragon Isles. It's a blank slate. Now, sure, Blizz had plans for them nearly 2 decades ago, but it's quite clear that if they were added today, they would have to fit the modern story. After all, the cephalopod-styled temple in the Dragon Isles concept art, well, that's already been used for the Shrine of Storms, so it's almost certain that the Dragon Isles will be its own fairly large thing. So I see a future where the dragons all converge on these isles. Perhaps we travel there along with the friendly Dragonflights to wage war against the Twilights and Vexonia, all while Rathian waits to do something because he's a wild card. We know he's looking for the Dragon Isles, and given his character, he's probably not going there to kick back and enjoy the weather. There's clearly something there that is relevant to him. We have zero idea what that is, but it's obviously of interest to him, so chances are there will be a power struggle between all of the dragon-related forces over it. If it's a power source, I imagine the friendly...
Dude, if they have the next expansion be a fucking dragon expansion, oh my god. Like, all they need to do is actually just fix the systems in the game, and people will fucking play it.
Dude, let me ask you something. Is retail saved?
The story is. I genuinely think the story is really good. Like, this is a much better story than they've made in a long time. Like, the story is...
How deep does this go, man? I mean, this shit is going back all the way to fucking Kata. And there's, like, little tiny bits of dialogue that mean so much shit. We missed. We forgot.
Yeah, this is genuinely really impressive. Like, I mean, this is really, really, really impressive. I like this a lot. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that the game is saved, because it still has the same core problems with the gameplay, right? Which is what most players care about. But it depends on how much they make this story obvious to the players. And in my opinion, I think the problem with these stories is the fact that they are actually so good, but players don't find the motivation to go through these stories because they've already done a bunch of this shit in the same way in different, you know, like they just basically go from point A to point B and complete it as fast as possible. I think if they want to actually make these lore stories and this lore concept better in the game, increase the rewards 100-fold. I'm not even kidding. Make the quests 10 times as hard. And remove the quest trackers. Or the quest helper. If they want to actually make the single player experience good, do that. Do those 3 things. And players will actually go out and achieve and obtain like this knowledge on their own. Removing the quest tracker? Yes, entirely. Yes. Basically do not going to happen. Why not? I mean, they've already removed quest tracker for or quest helper for a number of other quests already. They can do it for this too. They already made an Ashtar quest easier because of lazy players. That's different. It's like a world quest thing. They'll just make an add-on if it happens. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be an easier way, right? But for players to actually interact with it in game, they have to download the add-on, and it is like a bit of a wall, right? Saying everyone's saying no doesn't like WoW. They like theme parks. Yeah, exactly. Like these lore stories should have incredible rewards at the end of them, right? So like imagine if you did like the Wrathion questline, right, where you find like that dragon scale, and then you turn that dragon scale in, and they give you like an equivalent one that is like the equivalent of like a mythic piece of gear from Eye of Ashara, or not Eye of Ashara, but like Ashara's Charm Palace, like a 445 piece of gear that's like really well statted. Everybody would be doing that quest line.
I see where you're coming from with this.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I feel like that would be just like putting it more on rails. You know what I mean? Like, the reason some of this shit is cool is because it goes so far back and we forgot a lot of it. Like, and it was just like little tiny bits of dialogue, And if Blizzard just like, just tossed a huge reward like, hey, pay attention, this is fucking huge, here's a fucking legendary right here, dude! And they just did that for like every little piece of dialogue and every little piece of story that they wanted to interconnect. I feel like that would kind of take away from some of the mind-blowing that we're getting right now with like these little hints and shit like that. The little hints and the things you forget and then that crop back up later, that's what makes it so like just fucking awesome. Because you forget about a lot of it.
Okay. I agree with you in basically every single way. And I think that the conversation is more of like, to what degree? I think that right now, the core storyline for the game is not exciting for players because they can go through it with just a quest tracker and they go from point A to point B and that's it. So I think that you're right. And yes, if they did make the Wrathion questline, maybe a 445 Eye of Ashara item would be too much. But items like that and things that are more compelling and making these questlines more difficult for players and then giving them better rewards. Like, I mean, obviously these are all theoretical numbers and hypotheticals, but the idea of making these quests harder to actually overcome with better rewards that players actually have to figure out themselves, I think those things coming together would actually create a better experience for the players. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, it matters with degrees.
Yeah.
And I think a certain degree of mystery to the story is good as well. Like, what are the 5 keys? Which third death are they talking about? Little shit like that, or big shit, I guess. But yeah, I think it's things like that keep it interesting, and callbacks to like BC or CAD or MOP or whatever. Those little callbacks are really interesting because it makes you want to pay attention to the story now and the little lines of lore that you get now.
Well, you look at like Game of Thrones, for example. Like Game of Thrones was really compelling to people because of how intricate the story was and how many different levels of like of intricacy the story had, right? With like the prophecies, the different houses, the interconnections, the actions, and things that had happened in like the extended lore of the books, etc., right? And in still season 5, well, basically, yeah, but like let's just take the best part of the lore and just extrapolate off of that. Why was that so compelling for viewers? Is because it was interesting. Like that's really what it was interesting. The Lich King story is interesting. The problem with not having any incentives, right, is that the casual player base doesn't see any of this. So they say, oh, WoW is boring, the story sucks, I don't understand it at all, because their understanding of the story is Sylvanas is mad and Anduin's a bitch. So I agree that, I think they need to make the story more, they need to make it more incentivized to go through in the game. And I think also, why do people understand why was Edwin Van Cleef a good guy or a bad guy, right? It's like, oh, was he a good guy or not? He did nothing wrong, etc. Why do they know that? Edwin Van Cleef was removed from the game 10 years ago. It's because the players actually had to figure out that quest line and do it themselves. And by reading the quest line, they not even subconsciously, they passively process and pick up on the lore of the game. And I think that the story, like Edwin Van Cleef, the story for that is, I think, less compelling than this. I think this is infinitely more compelling than Edwin Van Cleef. That being said, Edwin Van Cleef is also like, it's smaller scale, so players can relate to it more, et cetera, et cetera. But like the idea that players should be able to go through the story and get an understanding of it, I think is very important for people to actually be compelled by the expansion. Why do people want to play Wrath of the Lich King? Because of the Lich King. If you can create a story that compels players fundamentally, then I think that's a separate level of engagement and interest that people have in the game. And in my mind, I don't think they've done a very good job at that. Like, nobody was talking about, nobody really cared in the same way that, like, at the end of the Crucible of Storms, the Xalatath, like, the dagger was there. It was just sitting there. Like, people talked about it a little bit, but it wasn't a big deal. Like, it's the same thing with, like, nobody's really talked about the Circle of Stars being the same as in the Yoggoth Whispers. Like, it wasn't really, it's not common knowledge in the same way that, like, the, the storyline for, let's say, Garrosh or the Lich King or Illidan is like kind of common knowledge for the players. And why is that? It's because the story isn't told well. Like, they're not telling the story in a way that's compelling for players, in a way that like incentivizes them to learn it. And because they never actually have to learn the story, they don't. So I think that if they want to make the war campaign and spend, like, they've spent a lot of time on this war campaign. Like, let's be honest, they made cutscenes for it. They made different, these like little scenarios for it. They have done a lot for this war campaign to make it as good as possible. And they've wasted their time. I mean, they've completely wasted their time because people just go through it and they use the quest helper in game and nobody even reads the quests, because they just know exactly what to do ahead of time, and that's it. I think that if you pulled the amount of players, like if you took like maybe 1,000 people that actually did the war campaign, just like randomly picked out 1,000 people, I'd say less than 100 of them would be able to give you an accurate analysis of what happened in the story. And if you were to poll 1,000 people that did the Edwin Van Cleef storyline, I bet probably 200 or 300 at least would be able to give you an accurate analysis. Less than 20? Well, I'm just giving you, like, these are just rough numbers, but that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me finish the video.
Dragons would want to keep it in safe hands, and the Twilights would want to use it against us, and that Rathian would attempt to seize it and use it for the greater good. But as evidenced by Warlords of Draenor, Rathian's rather foolish version of the greater good is often far from ideal.
Right.
Personally, I envision this as being one of two broad things, so it could be a part of a dragon-themed expansion, perhaps one where the Alliance fracturing and the Elune stuff is maybe the B-plot. That would allow Blizz to give us classic enemies, classic allies, a bit of a break from the old gods, and, of course, a way to explore the lore of Elune through the Night Warrior Tyrande-based division within the Alliance. Alternatively, the Dragon Isles, they could serve as the Emerald Nightmare, sort of a future expansion, i.e. an important B-plot element that serves to diversify the expansion's content and still establish some lore.
I'd love to see a Dragon
Overall,
Isles
though,
zone.
I do doubt this would be an
it.
entire expansion, but it certainly could be a patch or a raid. World of Warcraft's dragon lore is very simple, old-school fantasy, in fairness.
Good.
But I actually think that's what Blizzard tends to do best. They do big, cheesy things pretty well. As much as they maybe think right now they're writing Game of Thrones, I kind of think Blizzard don't do really good work when they're doing that. I think Blizz just tend to do better work when they keep it simple, they keep it simple and they keep it big and high concept. So stuff
like
more
Lich King.
like, Argus and all of that, which I think landed pretty well because
I would say
it just
so.
got a bit cheesy, a bit ridiculous, almost a little bit anime, and I feel like that actually kind of worked for what they're good at, which is just big bombastic things. But anyway, there you go.
Man.
That is my lore thoughts on the dragons. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know what your own theories are down below. And with that, I'll see you next time.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree completely with his last sentence there about keeping it big. I mean, I do agree, but I'm not sure like how much. Because I like the little, when shit is revealed expansions later, and you know they've had this story worked out for fucking 6 years, and
Hey,
it's
it was-
just now come to light. I like shit like that.